It's time to go running with the Devils. The ladies from hard-hitting New Britain, no doubt, will be looking to torment the rest of the league in 2021 and return to the NEC tournament for the first time since 2018. And today we're joined by interim head coach Kerri Reaves and senior Ashley Forker. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure.
And coach, let me start with you. Last year, you took over as the coach midway through the season, and you know, jumping over one seat on the bench, it's not that much distance, but how much distance is that really?
A lifetime, to be honest with you. But no, the kids on the team and the administration have made it a pretty easy transition for me as far as the coaching and the administration, and the players have been fantastic. You know, they've adapted very well to the sudden change, and it's been going great. It's been going great.
I want to ask about some of that leadership. You have 3 senior starters back with the Ashleys and Emma as well. How much are you going to rely on that this year?
A lot. They've seen a lot. They've been through a lot in their 4 years here. They've learned a lot. And I think they're ready to go. They're ready to put it all together during their senior year. They've been great leaders on the court and off the court so far. They were great during the summer when everybody was away. And I think they're just ready to get it going and get back to that NEC tournament.
Coach, let's talk a little basketball before we bring Ashley in. I know when you took over last year, you talked about being more up-tempo, maybe increasing the pressure with some trapping and some pressing. Give us a snapshot of the Blue Devils this year and the style of play we're going to expect to see.
Well, as Ashley will attest to when you talk to her, we've definitely picked up the tempo, not only for our game preparation, but also in practice. We do a lot of things at a very high pace, a high rate of speed, just to get things done. We have to prepare every day to play this up-tempo style. We really want to score a lot of points in the game. I mean, we need to score a lot more. We have the talent, we have the ability. It's just a matter of developing that mindset that, you know, score first mentality. I tell the kids, you know, I'd rather tell you to stop shooting than to tell you to take a shot. But that's something our kids are working on. And you know what? I think they like it.
Well, let's bring Ashley in on that note and talk about somebody that can stay in a game and run 32 minutes a game for you last year, Ashley. Coach had a couple quotes on you, said you had a very high basketball IQ. You run the floor great. We know statistically you were even 3rd in assists for your team. My question for you is, how do you feel as a senior with that sense of urgency idea? Obviously, we're in unprecedented times with the pandemic, but just that sense of urgency of this being the last year, how is that on your mind and how is that playing out for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, we're definitely in unprecedented times, and our coaches kind of made our theme quote this year is "the time is now." Even in talking to Coach yesterday, is just like, she's like, hey, you don't know if you have tomorrow, right? And just going along with that, each day I like approach practice. I'm like, you have to be ready. This is like our preparation time, and like it hurts, the grind hurts, the preparation hurts, but remembering like it's worth it. Like being great is going to come at a cost. So just remembering like when you're sweating and it hurts, like it's worth it. It's making me ready. And we want to be ready, right? So you're going to do whatever it takes. It's going to come at a cost, but the cost is worth it. So yeah, just that sense of urgency each day, right? Each day you have to have that mentality of just being ready. That's
absolutely.
Kind of the key thing.
Craig, go ahead.
You know, Ashley, you had a big jump in production from your sophomore year to your junior year last year. You know, what was behind that jump, and what have you been working on this summer to maybe make another jump here going into this season?
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of it was some extra workouts and just getting extra shooting, getting up earlier with our position group. And hey, like that was painful, right? But just again, like trusting my coaches and also just being willing to like step out of my comfort zone. More naturally, I'm a facilitator. And yeah, just like if you've been preparing, like to use it, right? Like it helps your team. And I think the key thing for me is definitely just that preparation, right? Like if you don't prepare, you're not going to feel confident into what you're going into. And just mentality, like just a shift in mentality. And I still work at that. And remember, like, hey, like I've been preparing, and that's why I've been put in the position I've been put in. And just taking hold of it, and not being afraid, but just going for it. So yeah.
Coach, in this new Zoom reality, and Ashley said something that triggered this in me. One of the notes we got from your SID talked about you wanted to hear from the players, so you used some of your time on Zoom to really listen. Why was that important? Is that part of the relationship building and the trust that goes into really having a firm foundation as you start this season?
Yeah, it's really important, especially with us being, removed from campus in March and, being removed from that team situation where we're always seeing each other, we're always checking in, visually with each other. I think that, getting together over the summer over Zoom, you have to maintain that team mentality, and maybe it's not about basketball, but maybe it's about where'd you go on vacation and really trying to still develop that, we care about each other, even though we're spread across the United States and Canada, that we're all still here. We're all still CCSU Blue Devils, and we all still care about each other. Even if it was Zoom or somebody's, taking their lunch break from work, like I saw so many tops of people's heads and cars. It was crazy, but at least we got together and we still were able to exchange ideas and, and just letting people that, we truly do love each other and we couldn't wait to get back together. And, once we got back together, it's fantastic. It's great being back.
And now for more with Kerri and Ashley, we bring in Dan Gardella.
Thanks, Craig. Coach, there's going to be a lot of adversity surrounding your team. You being an interim head coach, the expectations are going to be what they are. How do you address that with your team as you go into this season?
Well, I think as Ashley, stated before, the time is now. Like, there's only so many things that we can control. We can't control, the schedule and how it may play out. We can't control the situation that we're in right now, but taking advantage of every moment, and just being in the moment and being ready when your number is called. There's a lot of things that we can't control. So what we can control is effort and attitude and toughness. And the only opinion that matters to us is the people on the team and our coaching staff. We know what we're about and we know what we're capable of. So those opinions matter the most to us.
And Ashley, you had alluded to the up-tempo style that you guys want to play. You are as versatile a player as can be with rebounding, assisting, scoring. How does an up-tempo style appeal to the way that you play, where you can just grab a rebound and it's off to the races?
I absolutely love it so much. I just want to start by saying that. But it appeals to me because it's just like you just go, right? And it's just, there's like this trust that you just have. You don't have to overthink, but you just play, right? You put in all the time, preparation and practice. Now you just have the freedom to just go and run and play. And like, it's so much fun to play a game of like high tempo because it's more scoring. It's more like brings up the intensity and just like, I just love it so much personally.
Awesome. Well, right here, right now, no tomorrow. It's Central's motto. It's also a great Van Halen song. But we thank you both for sharing that and wish you best of luck coming up here in 2021. That's Kerri Reaves and Ashley Forker from Central Connecticut. And we'll have more NEC Women's Basketball Virtual Media Day coming up right after this.